What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about getting out of your own way. With the exception of people who've been through violence, rape, abuse, varying types of real trauma. The people who marry themselves to their self-pity frustrate me the most. I really feel for the people who've actually been through a lot of stuff. But even for them, the challenge for their life becomes about pushing forward and taking their fates back despite what they've endured. But again, with the exception of those people, this video isn't to address them. Many of us are just not working hard enough to become the people we wish we were. We get in our own way and become our own biggest obstacles, holding on to our limitations, hoping to be understood in our frozen place. I've observed this a lot making videos. Far too many people think if they don't agree with the content, then they somehow or another can't use or don't need the content. The first thing most people say is, I either agree or I disagree, which makes sense for discussion purposes. You want to exchange ideas, I understand, but most people are motivated by their beliefs, and if they don't believe a thing, they won't allow it to grow them. How would you ever gain any wisdom, knowledge, or understanding if you set a rule that you must first agree with some information before it's given? Say your house is on fire and I can see it, but you're inside asleep, and I knock on your door and say, hey, you probably want to wake up, man. Get your family out. Your house is on fire. You can agree or not agree. It doesn't change a damn thing. Isn't it safer to just get the hell out and take a step back to the street and assess the situation? I think so. The most annoying comment I get in my mission to inspire and motivate and activate people to change their own lives is, Kev, you don't understand. You don't get it. It's hard. Or, I disagree. It ain't that easy. My response? Neither is staying the same. The same job you hate, the same unresolved issues, the same unrealized goals and ambitions, the same money problems, the same self-esteem issues. None of that shit is easy either. So listen, I say this with love in my heart. I don't personally want to understand sitting on my ass, laying in defeat, making mountains out of molehills, quitting and failing, not because I didn't succeed, but because I never truly tried, because I never committed. I don't make these videos for people who've resigned themselves to the fate of failure. And I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. I'd rather go out fighting. I make these videos for people who can be moved to seek change and power over their lives. Those nearing the tipping point. Those who are tired of dealing with the same shit year after year and are close to doing something about it. I don't make content for quitters. Too many people get in their own way, overthinking their limitations and underthinking their possibilities, underthinking their potential. Of course it's hard. Of course it's not easy, but everybody knows that already. I'm sure if you asked anybody doing the things that you should be doing, the things you wish you could do, they would tell you the same. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, it takes a lot of work. But life is hard sometimes. Everybody's having a hard time, not just you. And just as we live through hard times, we all must persevere through difficult tasks and goals. If it's important, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Some people just don't want it bad enough. It's not important enough to them, and they're in love with their comfort zones. They'd rather be understood and agreed with than to be stretched or challenged. Their goal, in effect, is to be nurtured in place, not to overcome, but to be understood. To be validated in their position of being in a frozen place and staying there. If you keep telling yourself what you can't do, and then trying to convince me and others of the same, you'll stand by and watch the world pass you. You'll watch other people accomplish all the things that were put on your heart to accomplish. The things that you were too afraid or lazy to attempt. And listen, I'm not saying your doubts or your hang-ups or your anxieties are all your fault. But to be quite honest, doubt is like a cold or a flu. You have to fight that. You can be feeling great and inspired about a goal you have. You can be all amped up and excited. You can tell somebody sick with doubt about your goal or your dream. And what do? They cough all that doubt and hopelessness and disbelief in your face. They keep it real by reminding you about how difficult it's going to be or how many obstacles are in your way and how it's unlikely that you can accomplish this thing. And guess what? The next morning, you wake up deflated, sick with doubt. All that excitement, all that inspiration is gone. And soon enough, you'll cough that doubt in the faces of other people more inspired than you. That's how it works. Again, people pass their fears and their insecurities around like a disease, and pessimism spreads like wildfire. After we first received doubt, soon enough we're honest with someone seeking encouragement, or we keep it real with someone who is excited about something. Many will watch videos like this and get a bit of a kick in the ass when they really wanted validation, and then write in the comment section about how it's easier said than done, or the author of the video doesn't understand. Now, if you do that, you'll live the same life with the same challenges until one day you realize that all your good reasons for not being the person you want to be, all the people like me who might misunderstand you, is not nearly as tragic as your spirit and your goals being underserved. Don't seek to be understood. Seek to conquer the shit that plagues you. When people leave themselves the option to fail, then failure becomes their number one option. When your excuse is more important than your purpose, you have chosen to fail. What moves a person is passion and obsession. To have neither is a recipe for disappointment. If you're married to your comfort and convenience, you can never be great, because the growth that's required for you to be great requires discomfort. We all need to be pushed beyond our limits. I coach a lot of people for a lot of different things. When people use the word try with me, I know immediately that they've left themselves the option to fail. For instance, if I'm talking to one of my fitness clients and I say, hey, are you working out today? You doing that workout? And they say, well, I'll try. I know they haven't committed themselves to winning the day. Or when I'm speaking to a woman and I say, listen, we're never talking to this guy again, right? She said, well, yeah, sure, I'll try. I know she's not committed to staying away from the person who's destroying her. Or if I'm life coaching someone and I say, hey, are you going to do your meditations tomorrow morning? And they say, yeah, I'll try. I know I'm busy tomorrow, but I'll try. I know they've left themselves the option to not accomplish their own goals. I know when people say try, they're bullshitting. You can try shit or you can do shit. The choice is yours. But keep in mind, almost doesn't count. And trying never changed anything. Actually doing the work, changes everything. With that in mind, get out of your own fucking way and do the work. Whatever you want to be when you grow up, whatever you want to do with your body, whatever you want to do with your mind, whatever you want to accomplish spiritually, it all requires work. It all requires action. Trying gives us the idea of progress without the obligation. Obligate yourselves to do different than you've done. If you keep doing the same shit, you'll keep getting the same results. That's a fact. No one needs to understand that. Everybody already does. Living your whole lifetime without positive change is much more difficult than doing in the first place. With that said, I think I've said enough. Follow me at KidFig24 on Instagram. Love and respect. I'll get with y'all later.